What's going on, guys? Welcome to my video, What is Support and Resistance, Part 3. Okay, if you've been following along, I want to thank you. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe to any of my previous videos and this one as well. Subscribe to my channel for more value. I'm going to try and post on the weekly basis. I don't know how often, but at minimum, I'm going to be posting at least one video per week. But this week, I've been killing it. I've been posting one video every single day. So with that being said, sorry, door opened. With that being said, let me go ahead and jump right into it for you guys. So what is support and resistance? Part 3, how do they flow in the markets? Okay, if you weren't here previously, I highly recommend you watch my first 2 videos on what is support and what is resistance. This video is going to specify what they are together in the market. I'm going to combine them and you will see how they flow in the market. So as a recap, support and resistance are essentially the same thing. One's the floor, one's the ceiling. If you think of it as your home, think of support as your floor, it's supporting you, and think of resistance as your ceiling, it's resisting you, you can't push up, right? So that is resistance, and support is your floor, it's beneath you, it's helping you stand, it's your support. Whether you're in the air or on the ground, it does not matter. Air as in airplane, because obviously we can't stand in the air. But anyway, with that being said, let me give you some live examples. So first and foremost, if you were here for my second video, you'll know this is resistance. We're going to be looking at US 30 here on the 1-hour chart. I love US 30, by the way, guys. It's very clean, and it moves in thousands of pips per day. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this. Sorry. Clone it. Boom. Now we got 2. 1 support, 1 resistance. So as you can see, this is your support, this is your resistance. The reason why this is resistance is because it's resisting that zone, okay? Support and resistance, by the way, if you did not catch it, are also known as liquidity zones, okay? That is the proper term for it. Right here is resistance. It's resisting the liquidity zone and closes within or below, but at minimum touches that zone. So I'm gonna zoom in and give you an example or show you what I mean. So it touches this candle, and this candle, and this candle actually looks like oh no, the wick barely misses. So these 3 candles, all 3 touch at minimum that zone, but close within or below. Okay, so resistance closed, these 2 candles closed within, and this one closed outside, but it at minimum touched the zone. So that is resistance right there for that candle. And then here, same thing, same exact thing. Just barely misses it here. And down below, you have your support. Your support is your floor, right? Closes within, it closes within or above, because it's your support, it's your floor, right? It closes above, but at minimum, at least touches that zone. It's preferred that it touches at least twice before you set, a zone, but essentially they're all considered zones. Like this right here, this retraction here, that's a zone technically, right? If you go back far enough, you'll see that it was a zone previously, see? And this is how they flow in the markets. Like if I leave all of this stuff here, you'll see in the past that it has previously respected that area. Now, does that mean that we need to keep these on? No, not necessarily. It does not mean we need to leave these zones on, because then it just creates a mess. So look at, I'm gonna clone all these, I'm gonna create zones, and I'm gonna show you an example of how it can just be a mess and how it can create chaos on your charts. And that's what you don't want. You want simplicity when you're a trader. Okay, so look at all this, right? All this looks messy to me. Okay, you may not know it, but for me as a trader, this looks messy. Okay, I personally don't like it. Some people do, and there's zones all over the place, even zones that I haven't placed yet. Like this can be considered a zone because previously it was a zone over here. So if we clone this, you will see that it touches here, it touches there. It almost holds up there, but it holds as a resistance here, and it was a resistance here. Like the more you, every single retraction or like point, like kind of like a pyramid, is technically a zone. Okay, but you want, for me, you want more. You want more touches. if that makes sense, on the zone. You don't want to just place them all over the place. Although the purpose of this video is to place all the zones all over the place so that you guys can see how it flows in the market. Okay, but the best thing to do is to find major zones and worry less about the minor zones. Okay, so a major zone is a zone like this area here. The minor zones, and I'll explain why in a minute, but the minor zones are like the ones in between, right? The little tiny ones, those are minor. The major ones are where you can clearly see it respects multiple times, or it just hasn't touched in a very long time. The longer that it's, look, it touches here, the longer that it waits before it touches that zone again, the more major it is. And the opposite goes for minor. The more times it touches that zone, the more minor it is. You may think it's the other way around because major can be, you know, it's like a priority. It's more important, but it's not in this case. Okay, so major meaning it's more in, yes, it is more important, but more important because it holds that zone more often than not. Okay, whereas the minor ones are touching so often that it's consistently breaking the zones. Those are minor zones. Those are zones you don't really want to worry as much about. Okay, so I'm going to be deleting these just to show you better examples. So I like to only have 2 at max. 3 is kind of a crowd. So right here, this is resistance. I like to box in my price. So let's say this doesn't even exist, right? Let's say it just looks like this. Actually, I have a better idea for the people that are kind of visual learners. So this is what it looks like. All right, this is currently where we have price. So you have a fake out breakout, whereas if you watched my previous video, fake out breakout is it's literally exactly how it sounds. It's a breakout, but it faked you out. So it makes you think that it was breaking this zone, but the next candlestick closes back above and then retests for the push up. So that is a fake out breakout. Okay, it makes you think that it's a bank move. It makes you think that it's going to break through the support and turn resistance, but it doesn't. Okay, that's why confirmations are important, but we're not going over confirmations and strategies in this video. So this is my major zone. As you can see here, fake out breakout, retest, push up. This is your support. Right here is just resisting the price and then pushes it down into that fake out breakout before retesting and going up. Okay, so I'm hoping you guys know what retesting is. Now you guys know what fake out breakout is, but at minimum, you guys should know what retesting is. It's literally exactly how it sounds. It's retesting the zone. Retest the zone. So it breaks, retest the zone. Okay, so this is just a test. If this had closed beneath as a support, or sorry, as resistance, then it would have been a retest of the zone. But in this case, it didn't because it broke through. It didn't retest the zone at all. It just passed by it. Okay, you want it to retest. A retest is literally exactly how it sounds when it retests the zone and then drops again or goes up. But in this example, it would have dropped if it was a retest. So let me show you a better example. Down here. So it touched the zone. It's not a retest, at least not in this case. I'm sure, you know, back in the day, right here, it broke through and then retest. Shot way up, then came back for the retest. Okay, it shot through the zone, retested the zone for the push up. Here, it touched the resistance zone, right? That was the zone. We go back far enough, I'll bet you anything that was a zone in you know, previously, but I don't want to go back too far because it's going to take too long. I don't know where price was at that point in time. It pushed down and it retested the zone that it created over here. Okay, same thing right here, the double top. Don't worry about what double top means. So it broke through, tests, which is the retest, right? Because it already broke through the zone, retest, but it retests twice. So yes, a zone can be retested multiple times. And that's why some traders like to place multiple lots or multiple lot sizes on these, on their trades, because it likes to retest multiple times before finally shooting down and catching big pips, otherwise known as big money or points. You can think of pips as points. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. You guys know now how support and resistance interact with each other, that there's major zones and there's minor zones. You want to worry more about the major zones, less about the minor zones, because then it just creates too too much chaos, there's too much, it's too crowded, and you don't want that. Okay, a simple mind is an easy mind. That's what you want. You know, you want simple charts. You want to be able to see what you're doing. You don't want too much going on. Okay, it's too crowded. So with that being said, guys, if you got any value, or if you have any other questions, or if you feel that I could have explained this a little bit better, please let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to message me in the comments, or you can message me on Instagram or on Facebook, guys. I'm pretty open. My next video I'm going to try and put out tomorrow, and not too sure what I'm going to go over, but I'm going to write it down and explain it as best as I can. So with that being said, peace.